Good afternoon, everyone. It's Venus, and Mr. Mars and I went to the movies twice this week. He picked Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I picked No Hard Feelings. So let's get into it. We'll start with Guardians of the Galaxy because that's what we saw first, and obviously that's not a brand new movie because we didn't see it when we first came out, and then there just kept being other movies that sounded just a little more interesting since it came out. But it's always been on the back burner for Mr. Mars, so we finally went and saw that one. And I thought that was a cleverly done movie. I thought it was entertaining, and it had animals in it. When a raccoon is a star, how can you go wrong? But yeah, I hadn't seen the other two. Mr. Mars had seen those. And, I'm not the Marvel Studios kind of, person and DC Comics and all of that stuff. When I read comic books and stuff, it was back a long time ago, Archie, that kind of stuff. But let me read what it says about it on the website, on the Regal Cinema website. Don't go away. It says, in Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, our beloved band of misfits is settling into life on Nowhere. But it isn't long before their lives are upended by the echoes of Rocket's turbulent past. Yeah, that was hard to watch sometimes. Peter Quill, still reeling from the loss of Gamora, must rally it's so bright that it's hard to read, must rally his team around him on a dangerous mission to save Rocket's life. A mission that, if not completed successfully, could quite possibly lead to the end of the Guardians as we know them. It was very well done. Like I said, I wasn't familiar with it, but I became to where I cared about those characters and, what happened to them. And I loved Rocket. Jerry liked it a lot, of course. His type of movie, sci-fi, some action. It dinged all his bells, dotted all his I's and crossed all his T's. So he really liked it. So we both give that movie a thumbs up for sure. If you haven't seen it, I kind of think it's probably worth seeing on a bigger screen, but a lot of you have probably already seen it because I think it's been out close to probably a month now. But all right, so the next movie was one that I picked out and forced him to go to, and that is called No Hard Feelings. And I had seen a lot of trailers for it, and it looked like it was pretty funny, and it was funny. I laughed through most of the movie. Little laughs mostly, a few out louds. There were quite a few out louds, but it's got some fast, funny dialogue. You really have to listen to it, and it does have a storyline. But basically, let me tell you what they say about it. They say, Maddie thinks she's found the answer to her financial troubles when she discovers an intriguing job listing. Wealthy helicopter parents looking for someone to date their introverted 19-year-old son, Percy, and bring him out of his shell before he leaves for college. But awkward Percy proves to be more of a challenge than she expected, and time is running out before she loses it all. Basically, if you've seen the trailer for it, they are offering a car, and she was an Uber driver who lost her car, and she needs to make money to save her house, and then there's a lot more complicated stuff to it. Mr. Mars says it was okay, and he said, well, it was entertaining, and he did like Jennifer Lawrence in it, and he didn't realize that was the same as the young girl from Hunger Games. But yeah, it was funny. It's a bit of an odd premise because date is a little more than date. So it's a little bit of an odd premise, but you suspend your disbelief and go with it. But yeah, it was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Would I recommend it? Yeah, if you're open to that kind of thing. Certainly, but I don't think I would take a child with me. Probably anyone under 17, maybe. I don't know what age, but anyway, I wouldn't. Not a parent, so I don't really know. Maybe 18. I don't know, but but it was funny, and I think she learned a lot and he learned a lot, and in the end everything works out okay. So I guess that's what matters. But yeah, it was entertaining, lots of well-written lines, and it was interesting where they were, that she lived in a area that had been kind of taken over by the wealthy, building summer homes there, making it difficult for the locals to actually be able to afford to live where they lived. So I thought that was kind of an interesting secondary story going on there. So those are ours. I would give it a thumbs up. I don't know that Mr. Mars could get his thumb all the way up, because it was a little bit too much interpersonal relationship stuff for him, and he doesn't like those kind of movies. But he laughed, I will say, and I watched him quite a bit. I looked over at him and he was smiling or laughing, so he didn't hate it. But just not his type of movie. So anyway, thanks so much for watching my channel. Enjoy the movies.